everyone, my name is Elena. Welcome to those of you who are my subscribers. I've recently hit the 70,000. It's a milestone. It's not a huge milestone, but thanks to you it is a milestone for me. If you are new to my channel, I hope you will subscribe. I post every Sunday and I try to keep my tutorials nice and simple. And hit that notification bell so you get notified every time when I post a tutorial. And today's tutorial is not an exception. It's a simple sweater worked top down. We will have two halves, the front half or panel, the back panel. We'll sew them on the shoulders and on the sides, and we will add sleeves. You have an option to leave the slits if you want. You have the option to make it high and low if you like that design, because as I said, we're working from the top down, so you can adjust the length. You can make it as a tunic, you can make it as a dress, totally up to you. For the yarn, I used a Lion brand Pound of Love yarn. I did not have the label on my yarn. Actually, I have 3 skeins of it. None of them have the labels. So feel free to Google for more information, but I will also include whatever I found on Google regarding this yarn. If you live overseas, don't feel like you have to use this particular yarn to achieve the same look. You can use acrylic, you can use wool, you can use cotton, anything that requires a size 5.5 millimeter hook. That's the hook I used to achieve this look. With all that being said, grab your yarn, crochet hook, let's get to work. And this is another picture I found on Google, and here are the specifications of the yarn if you want more details. It does require a 5 millimeter hook, but I used 5.5, but still feel like 6 would work as well. Anyway, use a 5.5 for this project. So the starting chain would be multiples of 12 plus 9 at the end. I needed 6 times by 12, 72, plus 9 at the end, 81. For your size, regardless of your size, I wear size small, so I needed 81. For your size, you would chain 12, 12, 12, 12 as many times, then put the chain close to your shoulders and see if it fits. If not, keep adding 12s until it's wide enough like you like it. At the end you will add 9 chains. After you've finished your amount of chains, you will put a single crochet into the 9th chain back from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is the 9th, and we will put a single crochet in it. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the 4th, we will put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 1, single crochet into the next. This is what we have, and there is what the repeat is going to be. So now we will start with chain 3, skip 3, 5 double crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 1, double crochet into the next, skip 3, chain 3, skip 1, single crochet into the next, and there is our second repeat. And now you're gonna be repeating from here, chain 3, skip 3, a shell of 5 double crochets, and so on till almost the end. I will meet you somewhere here. And here I put the last shell, it's the 6th one, so I will chain 3, skip 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the last. There is the end. And if this first row doesn't look straight, don't worry about it, it's gonna straighten later. But this is, this is what it should look like. You have to have a double crochet, a shell, then a double crochet, then a shell, and so on. Chain 1 and put a single crochet into the first stitch. Then chain 2. Here we will put same double crochets, only this time we will separate them by chain 1. So double crochet into the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and double crochet into the next. Then we will chain 2 and put a single crochet on top of the double crochet. So you're skipping all these arches, find the double crochet and put a single crochet in it. And from now on the repeat starts. Chain 2, double crochets into the double crochets separated by chain 1, first, second, and chain 1, third, chain 1, fourth, chain 1, and fifth, and chain 2, single crochet into the double crochet. And as we get to the end, I put the last double crochet into the last double crochet, chain 2, and count 1, 2, 3 into the third chain and put a single crochet. And this is what the second row looks like. As you can see, it's already a little straighter than the first row. Now turn the work. To start the third row, we will chain 5. Chain 3 counts as a double crochet plus chain 2. We will put 3 double crochets together into the first space. See, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. We will put yarn over, insert the hook into the first space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, yarn over, insert the hook into the same first space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, yarn over, insert the hook again into the first space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through only 2 loops. And as you can see, you have your loop from the chains and you have 3 unfinished double crochets, total of 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 4, and there is your 3 double crochets together. Chain 2, and we will put another group of 3 double crochets into this space. Yarn over, insert the hook into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, yarn over, insert the hook into the second space again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through only 2, yarn over into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through only 2. There are your 3 unfinished double crochets, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 2 again, move to the next space, yarn over, insert the hook into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 2 again, and use up the last space for adding 3 more double crochets together. There's what we have. And then you are gonna chain 2 and put a double crochet on top of the single crochet, yarn over and put a double crochet. And this is the whole repeat. So now we'll start over. Chain 2, we have our 4 spaces. Make sure not to count this as a space. You will have to count spaces only between the double crochets. Put a group of 3 double crochets in each space, and each shell should have 4 groups of 3 double crochets together. Second group of 4 double crochets, and you chain 2 and put a double crochet on top of the single crochet, and you carry on the same pattern till the end of the row. I'll meet you at the end. To finish this row, after you've put the last group of 3 double crochets, chain 2 and put a double crochet into the single crochet from the previous row. Like so. And this is our 3rd row. Turn the work. To start the next row, we will chain 6. The chain 3 will count as a double crochet plus chain 3. Now you're going to be looking at these 4 groups. In between them we have chain 2 spaces. So we will put 3 groups on top of these 4, or in between of these 4. So 1, 2, 3. So go in between the first and second and put a group of 3 double crochets together. Chain 2 and move to the next space, 3 double crochets together, chain 2 again and move to the last space. There's what we have. Now chain 2 and put a double crochet on top of the double crochet. This is the full repeat. Now we're starting chain 3. So when you start the repeat, you chain 3. When you finish the repeat, you chain 2. So chain 3 and again 3 double crochets together into the first space between the first and the second group from the previous row, chain 2, second group goes between the second and third from the previous row, chain 2, and the third one goes between the third and fourth from the previous row. And now you're gonna chain 2 and put a double crochet on top of the double crochet, like so. And you're gonna carry on with the pattern. When you start the repeat, you chain 3. When you finish, you chain 2 right here. Now, according to the previous steps, we would have chained 2 and finish, but to keep the beginning and the end balanced, we will chain 3 and put a double crochet into the third chain from the beginning. Everything has to be symmetrical. And this is the 4th row. Now turn the work. We will start this row with chain 7. Chain 3 will count as a double crochet plus chain 4. And now we have 2 spaces between the 3 groups, so we will put 2 groups of 3 double crochets together, 1 in each. So 1 group of 3 double crochets together, chain 2, and the second group goes into the second space. This time we will chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a double crochet on top of the double crochet. Now this is the repeat. Chain 4, a group, chain 2, a group, chain 5. Now we will start this one with chain 4, put the 2 groups, 1 in each space, chain 2, and the second group, and chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a double crochet. And that is the repeat. Chain 4, the groups, chain 5, till the end of the row. I'll meet you there at the end. And as in the previous row, we will finish this one with 4 chains, just like the beginning, and put a double crochet into the third chain from the beginning. And this is what we have so far. We will start this row with chain 9. Chain 3 will count as a double crochet plus 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have only 1 space in between the groups, so we will put 1 group of 3 double crochets into it. Chain 5 and a double crochet on top of the double crochet. And this row is pretty easy. So chain 6, a group, chain 5. Now same thing, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put the group in between the groups. Chain 5 and a double crochet on top of the double crochet. This is what we have. And continue till the end. I'll meet you there at the end. And we are finishing this row with chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the third chain from the beginning. And this is the part with the lace. Looks like grapes. Okay, now it's a very easy part. Turn the work, chain 3, that counts as a double crochet, and you will be putting double crochets in each chain and stitch till the end of the row. It will be a little difficult to see the chains because they're turned with the wrong side towards you, but you're gonna have to find them. So if you are inexperienced, so here is the chain. What I do is I usually dive underneath these two loops. Right here you can kind of see a small gap and make a double crochet. Then again, moving on right here, and then you are gonna put a double crochet. There is also a chain, so I kind of like to dive underneath those two, and this is what we have in the front. And now when we come to the group of 3 double crochets together, there is pretty obvious, and then we keep going. So this is a chain, try not to skip it, and maybe you can work the hook at the different another way. Like so. And keep going till the end. I will meet you at the end of the row. And when you come to the end, 1, 2, 3, the last double crochet goes into the 3rd chain. And upon my counting, I have 81 double crochets, which is the number of chains I started the project with. So you should end with the number of double crochets that equals the number of chains you started the project with. So now we'll turn the work, and now the most easiest part starts. So chain 3, that counts as a double crochet, plus chain 1. Skip the next stitch, put a double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet till into the next. And this is how you're gonna go till the end of the row. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. And you're gonna have squares forming. And you should finish your project with double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into the 3rd chain from the beginning. Now turn the work, and the next row will be a row with solid double crochets. So chain 3 counts as a double crochet, put a double crochet into the space, and a double crochet on top of the double crochet. Then again, double crochet into the space and on top of the double crochet. And again, double crochet into the space, and the next one goes on top of the next double crochet. And this is how you are going to be working till the end of the row. And then the repeat starts from here. You will turn the work, chain 4, the 3 will count as a double crochet, plus chain 1. Chain 1, skip 1, I had to skip here 2, I guess I miscounted somewhere, but you would chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and you're gonna alternate these rows until you reach the desired length of the project. And here are the 2 halves. This one already, this one is gonna be my back half. I already put the shoulder panels. As you can see, I had a full row of double crochets, then spaces, then double crochets. This one is going to be my front. So to keep the alternating the same, I will make full double crochets, spaces, full double crochets, and spaces. So when I connect them, they are alternating. Plus, the front one has to have a deeper cut out for the neck. If you want a high and low effect, you can, I made mine identical. You can make the back side longer, the front side shorter. Since you're working from the top bottom, you can adjust the length of the front and back panels. As well, when you are going to be sewing them, you can balance if you want slits on the sides or if you want to sew them all together, and make sure to leave openings for the sleeves. But let's go ahead now and put the shoulder parts. When you start working, make sure the right side of the project is facing you, and that would be the right here, the double crochets are facing me. So you would join in the corner for the right side that is facing you, and you will join in the middle for the left side on your side as well. So let's make a slip knot, and this is the place where you are gonna join, and you chain 3. That will count as a double crochet. And here is very easy. You will put double crochets for as long as you need. For me is for these 2 sections. As I said, you need to make 1.5, you would stop in the middle right here of the the grape shape. So put double crochets in each stitch for as long as wide you want your shoulder panels to be. And if you also do like I do the panels, so 1.5 you would finish in the middle of the grape shape. For 2 full you will finish at the double crochet that marks the end of this section. And now you're going to turn the work and basically repeat what you repeated in the rows when you worked down. So chain 4, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, like so till the end of the row. Because these sections were multiples of 12, you will have, and therefore 12 divides by 3, you will have to have an equal amount of, or a number of chains that will, or double crochets that will divide by 3. So that is enough to skip the last one and put a double crochet into the 3rd chain from the beginning. So you shouldn't have any stitches that are extra or not enough, but if you have an extra stitch here, just skip the 2 and put the double crochet here. So, but you're gonna have to keep in mind your front panel to equal the back panel, so when you sew them together you have enough stitches, but even if you have a little more, it is still adjustable when you sew them together. So turn the work, and we will add another row of double crochets, chain 3, and then double crochet into the space, double crochet on top of the double crochet into the space, on top of the double crochet. And to finish the row you will put a double crochet into the last space and a double crochet into the 3rd chain from the beginning. So this is where I stopped for my back panel, but because I want, as I said, the sequence to keep going, I need to finish the front panel with spaces. So I will turn the work and I will repeat row number 2. Now this height is enough for me. If you like lower cuts, if you have longer neck, if you have fuller bust, you can totally adjust this. Absolutely up to you. The trick that I like to do is, well, the last chain and then I pull the yarn. The trick that I like to do is to not cut the tail, but cut it long enough so I have enough when I'm sewing, you know, so I don't have another tail. So I'll just pull a longer tail, which I think it's going to be enough to sew both sides together. Now for the other side, you would not start here, otherwise you would be working with the back side. So you need your double crochets to be facing you again, but you are going to join this time right here where you ended. Again, if you are doing 1.5, join in the middle of the grape. If you're doing like me, 2, join right here at the double crochet. And you are gonna repeat the same exact steps like you did here. Slip stitch, join, 3 double crochets, and then double crochets, spaces, double crochets, spaces. And then you stop and sew both sides right here at the top. That's gonna be your shoulder seam. Now for the sleeve, you have already seen me in previous tutorials making this type of sleeves. We're gonna repeat today's tutorial exactly the same. Quite a few of you asked me if I will make any projects with bell-shaped sleeves. So how can you achieve some sort of bell sleeve without a lot of increases is you can just make this straight tube, and the last few rows, like here I put 2 rows of single crochets, and what I did is just put 1 single crochet in each stitch. What you can do if you want it even wider, alternate 1 single, 2 singles into the stitch, 1 single, 2 singles, totally up to you. And this will create this a little bell-shaped sleeve. I don't like this type of sleeves, so I will undo this and make it, I like them when they're closer to the arm actually, but I made it as an example for you to see if you don't want to play too much with increases, if you are, you know, either a beginner or advanced beginner. And now to start the sleeve, make sure the sweater is turned with the right side towards you, and we will make a slip knot. What I'm gonna do is join into the square to the left, and it really doesn't matter to the left or to the right, I just like to join it here. And I will chain 3, that counts as a double crochet, plus chain 1, and then I will move into the middle of the next double crochet and put a double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet into the next space, like so. So we started here at the armpit, chain 1, double crochet in the middle of the next double crochet, chain 1, and so on all the way around. If you want your sleeve to be wider, you can do double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2. Just keep in mind that you are gonna have to continue with the same pattern all the way till the end of the sleeve. And here where the design is, see, to put a double crochet all the way into this space is gonna be a little too much, so I will put a double crochet right here where the connection is, chain 1, and only then move into the next space, like so. And see, I got to the same place in the back panel, so I would do the same. I would put a double crochet right here where the connection is, and continue putting double crochets into the spaces. And when you get to the armpit, you put a double crochet into the last space, chain 1, and connect into the 3rd chain from the beginning with a slip stitch, and this way you formed another space here. So when we are working in rounds, I always like to encourage you guys to turn the work so the seam is not slanted either way. It stays in place, which is the armpit, which is less visible. So now what you're gonna do is turn the work and slip stitch into the space chain 4 and put a double crochet into the space, then chain 1 again and a double crochet into the space all the way around. And here I'm coming to the end of the round. Just put double crochets in each space, chain 1 and connect into the third chain from the beginning of the previous round with a slip stitch. There are 2 rounds. Now you are gonna turn the work again, slip stitch into the space to the left, chain 4 and a double crochet into the next space. And here you can see that our chains, the seam is gonna stay the same. It's gonna stay within these 2 spaces and it will not slant or move, and this way you're gonna have a clean seam and it's gonna look like a real sleeve, which is a real sleeve. And you're gonna keep adding rounds for as many times for as long you want your sleeve to be. I usually like to work the neckline around, and you can put single crochets all the way around to make a defined neckline. I'm not sure if I want to do it or not. I might try and see if it looks even better. I will leave it. If not, I'm tempted to leave it as is because the edge is pretty clean and the design actually adds to it. So I don't know, we'll see. And this was it for today's tutorial. I hope you liked it and will give it a thumbs up. Please share your works with me, tag me on Instagram or just send me messages on Facebook. The links are down in the description box. You all have a fantastic week. I will see you next Sunday. Bye bye.